The annual Buyel'Ekhaya Pan-African Music Festival returns to East London to celebrate its 7th year of showcasing the best of African music, heritage and cultural diversity. Every year the festival draws thousands of people from around the province and the country. This year's lineup promised to be bigger and better, with a range of artists of different musical genres. Well, joining us in studio now to talk about the festival, we've got Nomahlubi Mazwai, and also that she's the organizer of the festival. And from the Eastern Cape, we've got the MEC for Finance, Economic Development, Environmental Affairs and Tourism, Zakumzi Somyo. Good to have both of you. Thank you very much for being with us on the program.
Thanks and welcome.
So let's first just focus in on the festival. I mean, this, of course, is an annual event. It's a huge event. How has it grown over the years?
It's really grown exponentially, and really we didn't expect it to grow so much. From 2009, where we started with 4,812 people, we are now struggling to accommodate the people, because last year the official figure is that we had around 40,000 people around the stadium area. The stadium itself taking a capacity of about 25,000. So you had people milling around because they were hoping to get into the festival, which now says we need to start looking for a bigger venue. Yeah. But then, Leanne, we felt that from last year's experience, where we did not expect that there was going to be so many people, let's just step up our act, get the security tight or right, and get to a state of readiness where we know that everyone who is in there has got a ticket, and it's a genuine ticket, because we've got problems of fake tickets that are being sold all around the place. So you don't buy your ticket from CompuTicket, you can't get to the stadium.
Access,
you don't go to Checkers Shoppers, you don't get it. So we've got two outlets. It is Checkers ShopRite, it is CompuTicket. Any ticket that is bought outside of that is a fake ticket, and now we've got all the police subs and everyone ready. You go in there, you are a troublemaker, you are part of a criminal act, so you're going to be arrested.
Indeed,
yes.
and that's a reality.
You are going to be arrested.
So you've got to be vigilant as to where you buy your tickets. Now, let's just talk about the benefits to the province now, and we do know that Eastern Cape has to be one of the most the poorest provinces here in the country. How do you hope that a festival like this is going to contribute to the economic development?
Well, it's our view that this festival is a festival which is at heart of those who come back at home, who applied their trade all the year in various provinces to enhance domestic tourism. And having them coming back home, welcoming them into their own environment, they had to see the marine nature of the province. They have to appreciate the virgin land which has contributed into their sightseeing at the time when they are on the festivities. And we really pride ourselves for the fact that getting back home, you are not in the frustrated mood, you get into a festivity, and therefore Buyel'Ekhaya contributes to that. But having to look into the contribution of such a time and period, we had to look into the broadness of the province, what it offers at the time. And we have the eastern side, which is covered by Port St. John's, where we have somewhat planned to have an activity on the 27th, and on the 26th we have an activity in Port Elizabeth, which somewhat begins to have a back-to-back festivities which are going to absorb the interest not only away from Buyel'Ekhaya, but to somewhat enhance that mood of celebration in the province. And tourism is a big thing.
That's a very big thing.
Tourism is a big thing. Those who are in the car rentals would have to benefit quite a lot, and those who are in the hospitality industry, they as well show a huge benefit, because it's a weekend event, and in the petrol stations, flourishing business around East London itself, in Port Elizabeth later, and in Port St. John's, you see sometime within the festive season.
Just very quickly, we're tight on time here. I just want to know who are some of the artists? I mean, when you get down there, who are you going to be seeing?
We have Kefa Semenya, we have Slonke, we have Thandiswa Mazwai, we have Zahara, who comes from the three of them come from the Eastern Cape. We have Busiswa. So we've got about 4 of those artists coming from the Eastern Cape, including Nat, who's the 5th one. Then we have Casper Nyovest, we have Ricky Rick, and we have Lulu Cafe. I think that's how far I can get. But Leanne, can I just make one very important point here.
Yes.
I think it's a global trend that festivals now, events, really contribute a lot to economic development. If you look at the Edinburgh Festival that takes 2 weeks in Scotland, you can see how much money it brings to Edinburgh as a city. You must look at Wolfsburg in Germany. So I'm saying what we are beginning to do in the Eastern Cape is a global trend, because we've realized that festivals are not just about frivolity, going there and dancing. They really contribute a lot towards tourism and economic development.
Indeed, and that's at the heart of it all. Is it makes a better province, but at the same time you're getting immensely entertained and having
and
a wonderful,
the vibe
wonderful
that
time.
you create also for the people,
Great.
as the MEC has pointed out.
And just the dates and times.
Oh, the date is the 20th of December, which is a Sunday. And during the day at 12 o'clock, the gates open at 10 o'clock so that people can start easing in. But the real actual program then starts at 6 o'clock, because during the day we have the local acts, because we need to give them an opportunity to also, perform. Then you start with the national or whatever continental acts later in the evening as people start coming in. And then towards early mornings, then the young people start coming in. And it's physically there, you can see the changeover.
I'm sure.
At about 12 o'clock, then it's time for the old ones to
go home and address.
And then the young ones start coming.
They
and
come.
the energy
and then the DJs start.
Out.
And that's when you, MEC, that's when you come out, right?
No,
the DJs
not necessarily. We have to be there all the time.
You're going to be there the whole time. Okay, good.
Yes.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much. Good luck with the festival. And get your tickets. Remember, please buy your tickets from reputable outlets. Don't just buy them from anybody who's selling them on the streets, because you're not going to get access and it's a waste of your money. So, talking to us here about the festival was Eastern Cape MEC for Finance, Economic Development, Environmental Affairs and Tourism, Sakumzi Somyo, and the organizer of the annual Buyel'Ekhaya Pan-African Music Festival, Nomahlubi Mazwai. Good luck and have a wonderful, wonderful festival.